I do remember leaving the table. I remember the point where we were like, let's go, let's leave. And fortunately, where we were drinking was like in the same building as the hotel. Like, it was where we were was the restaurant downstairs to my hotel. So we're like, let's go, let's go, like we're good, like it's right in here. So Ganyanka, we decide to leave. So we leave. I remember leaving very well. So we leave and we go back to my hotel room. I won't lie, from then onwards I couldn't remember much. Okay, I could not remember much. Okay, I have a glimpse of what happened, and I'm gonna show you the glimpse that I have. So I don't remember what happened until the next morning. So now it's the next morning and I wake up and I'm like, I'm sleeping alone. I'm just like what happened? Like, what? As I'm waking up, I noticed okay, did he leave for like a meeting? Because he did say that his schedule was pretty tight the next morning. So it's like, oh, did he really have to leave that early? Yeah, but then I look next to me and I see all my things on the floor. So I'm like, why are my things on the floor? They're just scattered everywhere on the floor. I go to my WhatsApp. I see messages that I sent to him, and one of the messages was like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, and I could feel it's like I was crying. I could feel I feel like I was crying. Like I think I was crying about something. That's how I feel. So I call him. Okay, I don't wanna let me just call him, because the fact that he's not here and I feel like I was crying, definitely something wrong happened. And I remember I had flashbacks. I literally started having flashbacks of like me saying, Vanna, please don't go. And I was just like, so I call him and I'm like, hey, what's up? What happened? Why did you leave? And he's like, Aibo njani sweet. When I got yesterday, everything was great. We were, you know, vibing. Then we started making out. You started being on some, I want to go. You're like in this abu. You're not comfortable being here. You don't want to be here. You want to leave. You want to go. And I started taking out my things. I started taking out my luggage, being like, I want to leave. Like I want to go. Like I have to go. I don't want to be here. And he was like, okay, listen, relax. I don't want you to leave. Just stay here. I will leave because I don't want you to be uncomfortable. I will leave. And when he was like he wants to leave, I started being like, no, don't leave, please. That's the flashback that I was having. The flashback that I was having was the one that was saying, Bana, no, don't go. And he was like, no, I don't want you to be uncomfortable. I don't want you to feel, if you feel the way that you do, I want to respect that, and I will leave. And then I was being like, no, don't leave. Literally crazy person. He eventually managed to leave after me being like, don't leave. Guys, I literally wanted the earth to open up and swallow me. Literally, I wanted the earth to open up, because this was the most embarrassing situation. Because I was like, why the hell would I do that? Why the hell would I act that way? Like, where is this coming from? Like, what the hell is going on? Oh, guys, I was so pissed at myself. I remember even after the situation, I was being like, but God, why would you make me act like that? Why would you do that to me? Like, for what reason? For what reason? Okay, I'm embarrassed, but I'm going to open myself up. I say to this guy, listen, I don't know what was happening. I don't know why I felt that way, and I'm sorry. Like I'm really sorry. He was like scared that I was going to accuse him of something or like call the cops or whatever. And I had mentioned to him that I told my brother before traveling to go meet him. I told my brother about him. I'd sent my brother his details for my own safety, because guys know I'm going anywhere. Even if I'm going to a friend's place, I will tell my family for the sake of my safety. And so I had mentioned that to him, and he said that Bana maybe he thought that because he had told my brother about him and my brother had all his details, maybe I was going to go to the cops and get him in trouble, you know, because my brother did have all his details, and which is a very reasonable, you know, reason. Like, it makes sense. And I felt horrible. I felt, oh my god guys, like I felt so terrible. I felt so bad, but I was just like, okay, you know what, I'm not gonna let this whole situation ruin our vibe, because literally that was the first time we had been meeting, and that is not going to now be the theme of our whole situation. So I'm just like, okay, I hope that this, I know I messed up, but I hope the situation doesn't, you know, filter everything, okay? And he's like, no, we're good, don't worry about it, like, it's okay, I'm happy that you're fine, that's all that matters. Okay, fine, okay, I go on about my day. Yeah, I'm like, okay, first of all I'm hanging. First of all, I'm hung AF. But I'm like, I'm not gonna let that defeat me. I'm gonna carry on with this day. I'm gonna make the most of it, okay? So nyange, I carry on and go shopping. So there's so much that we spoke about on the date and our first meeting up and whatever. We had spoken about perfumes, we had spoken about makeup, we've spoken about everything, honestly, that interests us. And he had actually hinted to me, but I should go get this particular perfume. And I was like, I'm just worried about the price range, whatever. I'm just really scared, because I'm a very like economic person, and as much as I love nice things and I like to buy things, I always plan my buys. Like, I don't just go in for the kill. And he was just like, go off, if you want this, go get it. And I go buy the perfume, not really the perfume, but the brand that we were speaking about. I go pick a perfume that I wanted there. I carry on shopping, and at this point I'm having a great time. Like, I'm having a wonderful day. But Kesana, as I'm having my day, I'm like updating him. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm doing this and this and this. No response. I'm like, I'm doing this and this and this. No response. Hey, is everything okay? Are you busy? No response. And okay, this might not be alarming, but when I check my statuses and my posts, he's watching them, but he's just not responding to me. Then he started blue ticking me, and I was just like, wow. And mind you, I feel so guilty, because I knew that I am the one who like contributed to this change of vibes. So ndiyagowisha ke ngokuthi nespeso bana inoba ilanto. Is that why he's not responding? Yeah, this is making me gowisha, because at this point I already feel some type of way about our previous encounter, and him not responding for me is just like, wow. So again, I beat myself up throughout the whole day, even though I tried to like distract myself by going shopping and whatever. I remember I texted him the last message, and I was just like, okay, well, I'm having dinner alone, you know, hope you had a great day. I'll see you when I see you. Basically, into njalo yobana ndiye accept situation, ndiye get into yobana, you know, because of what happened last night, he's just like, no, that was a crazy episode, and he's not riding with that. And just don't, but you know what, I'll swallow my pride and I'll just keep it moving. So I have my dinner all by myself, and I go back to my hotel room. I sit there. I remember, you know, but literally I was just like to myself, God, why would you do this? Like, why would you even make me meet this person? Why would you bring me up in here to only make me make a fool of myself? And then now this guy has ghosted me. Like, why? What was the purpose of this whole thing? Yeah, okay, but it's okay. Like, it's fine. Like, life does not end here, right? You know, but just as I was about to, and the bottle, you know, like this amount of the Hennessy that we had been drinking the previous night. So shaking doing like this Hennessy, because you know what, I'm not gonna drink it. It's fine. I'll just order something to eat and I'll keep it moving. Decided ndikulo mentality sana vele ukuthi call and say it's him. I pick up the call and it's him. And it's like, I'm outside, open the door. I'm outside, open the door. And at that moment, I was literally like, I'm just like, God, how could you make me go through all of these emotions? Kanti my man is back. I was like, thank you, God, thank you. You are so worthy. You are so faithful. So I opened the door and like, I'm obviously ecstatic to see him. Guys, my daughter is in the room and she's playing Cocomelon. So I have to project over that. I'm excited to see him. I'm like, hey, and he's like, yo babe, I've had such a long day. I feel so terrible, you know, to not have been active, blah 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 blah. And I'm Nalantu, oh my God, this whole time I've been stressing about nothing. Like the village are relieved. I don't even care that he hadn't been responding to me. I'm just like happy that right now all of this emotion that I've been going through has been for nothing. Like, I'm just grateful for the fact that he's here. So he explains the whole how he's been busy, what, and he literally says to me, Bana, like in the next 30 minutes I'm gonna be on a business meeting, so like please understand. Bana, okay, you know, I understand, like it's fine, you know. And then he has the call, and then after the call he's like, let's talk about what happened last night. He explains everything that happened that he had already told me on the phone. And then he was like, having thought about it, he was like, maybe it's the pills that sort of like put you, you know, in a vulnerable state that made you get to a point where you are like on edge. He doesn't know. Maybe it was the pills. Even today, like, I don't know. Maybe it was the pills that we had taken. You know, maybe that mixed with the alcohol sort of took me like to another space. I still don't know. And so yeah, we talked about that, and he reassured me, but no, yes, yesterday was a mess. Yes, you felt some type of way. Yes, I was actually afraid, but we're good, like we're fine. And I think that was the reassurance that I needed. So it's like, okay, we made a mess of last night, but we're gonna be fine, right? So I ordered some room service for him so he can have dinner, since he had explained to me that he had a long day and he hadn't eaten. So I ordered some food for him. He eats nyani. We have a little bit of a young chat while he's eating, you know, right. And then he gets up and he's like, I have to go, because my flight the next morning is like super early and I really have to catch that. I just had to come here before I leave, and you know. So now you're leaving, so I'm not seeing you tomorrow. It's like, no, you're not, because my flight is like super early and I have to go back home and like pack, blah blah blah. I'm obviously gutted. Like, you remember the feeling that I had before he had came back and I said all my grateful worship prayers or whatever. I was back to that space where I was like, he's about to leave and I wasn't going to see him tomorrow. And as much as he had given me reassurance, it was still a bit iffy. It was still like, I don't know, you know. But that's Otini. So I let him leave. I remember like hugging him. We hug and he left. I think when he left, a part of me was just like, I have a bad feeling about this. I have a bad feeling about this. This goodbye, I have a bad feeling. And this person wasn't even giving me that impression that it was like a goodbye. He was really like, no, everything's okay. And he spent the night on my own. And I remember, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was definitely not okay with my situation with this guy from now on. Yo, Sana, good morning. What? I hope you have a safe flight. Blah blah blah. Yo, I hope you landed. Blah 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 blah. Yo, this. My flight is at what? That Konbana, you know what, Anita? You've been ghosted. You've been ghosted, because he was reading my messages, but he was giving me like blue ticks and he wasn't responding. So I was like, this is ghosto kaloku lona, nguwo lona ngumghosto. Nguwo lona unje umghosto. And he never said anything. I remember the last message that he sent me was literally also a surprising message. Before my flight, he was like, oh hey, I'm having a busy day, fly safe, something like that. Fly safe, let me know when you arrive, something like that. And I'm like, okay, he responded, okay, cool, yeah, I'll let you know, blah blah blah. Then dead silence until I arrived back, and I got to a point where I was like, no, let me try not texting this guy and let him text me. He never did, never texted me. And I tried to, I think after 2 weeks, I was like, okay, maybe since I was the one who flopped, let me be the one to like reach out, you know, having encountered everything, you know, let me be neutral. Let me not think for myself, let me not think for him, let me not think of the situation, let me just be neutral and base this thing off the fact that we were people who were talking. Let me reach out to him. And this was after 2 weeks. I reach out to him after 2 weeks, and next thing, block on WhatsApp. And he had 2 phone numbers, so I check the first number and I'm like, man, this looks like a block. I checked the second number, man, this looks like a block. I unfollowed, because I was just like, what's the point? What is the point? If he's going to block me, I'm not going to beg him, you know. And perhaps it's my out, perhaps he was looking out for himself, that maybe I was going to accuse him of something after a drunken night. I don't know, I still don't know. That's the weird thing about like being ghosted, because I used to be not necessarily an advocate of ghosting, but I used to sort of like reason with it, but maybe some people don't have the emotional maturity to like communicate that they're no longer interested. But like, since I've been ghosted by this particular person, I spent a lot of time like trying to figure out whether this guy maybe had seen me and was just like, I'm not interested in her, or oh my gosh, she's not what I thought she was. Or was it the aftermath of like the drinking and my paranoia? Or was it like a general thing? Like I had like, at what point did he decide, when I'm going to ghost this girl? Or is this something that he does? And after actually I did the live, a lot of people on the live were just like, no, don't trust niggas. Like even men were like, his intentions were never pure, so like don't beat yourself up, don't think that it was you, like his intentions were never pure. So till this day, I don't know, I have no idea what the hell happened to that guy. But I also am aware of the fact that I have taken my own accountability of the situation. But I also feel like it wasn't enough for me to be ghosted. I think he should have at least communicated, Bana, listen, because of what happened and your paranoia, it sort of put me like in a space where I needed to protect myself. Or I didn't trust you enough. I thought you were going to frame me for, you know, for sexual abuse or some weird situation. So I don't know, I still don't know, okay, like I still do not know. And a lot of people asked me actually on the Instagram live, Bana, would I take the guy back if he would come back and like explain the situation and be like, no, actually I felt this type of way, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this to you. People asked, Bana, would I take him back? Honestly, I wouldn't. And for the longest time I kept asking myself, Bana, okay, maybe if this guy is the one for me and he comes back, maybe I should let him in. But I also don't want to be with a guy who, if whenever we have a hiccup, he's going to ghost me, because no, that's unhealthy. And you know, now I'm not the type of person to ghost anyone. I'm definitely big on communication. If you do something I don't like, I will tell you, but I don't like this, rather than just like leaving you and letting you figure it out on your own. So I am no longer like, I no longer reason with ghosting, because it's immature. But I've healed from it. And like I said, I did the live and a lot of people were like, dude, it's never about you. Hey, like, some people just act the way they are. You don't know this guy's story. This might be something that he does with women, where he meets them, he has a good time with them, and he ghosts. Like, you don't know. Okanye, he wanted to meet you and have a good time, but it didn't go as planned, and that turned him off. Like, it could have been anything. And it could have also been like his reasoning, but maybe the pills sort of made me act like a weird way, sort of put me in a paranoid space, or maybe it was the Hennessy, child, I don't know. But yeah, that's the time I got ghosted. I've never reached out to the guy. I don't know if he sees my stuff on social media. I am not checking his things on social media. So like, that's the story with that guy. Like, guys, ghosting is a lot. Shame. And again, when I shared the story on Instagram, a lot of people were like, ghosting can literally put you on like a PSTD situation, where you're like traumatized, because now you're scared if that person will return, or everyone else in your life will start ghosting you. Like, it's a weird situation, Shame. And I really took it lightly before, until I was in that situation. Then I was like, whoa, like, being ghosted it's unhealthy. Like, rather communicate. If you're not interested in someone, just tell them, so that we can all move on with our lives for whatever reason. We're all trying to find these soulmates zethu, and we are going to encounter people who aren't soulmates zethu. We'd rather let those people know, so that we can all move on peacefully. Yeah, but Shame, I have nothing against that guy. I think he chose what was best for him. And so yeah, guys, that is my story time. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, we're on the road to 4,000 subscribers, and thank you so much for getting me this far. Please like this video if you enjoy it, and share it if you like it. Bye bye, guys. My daughter is literally, yes.